Hello, welcome to SwitchedOn, Paul speaking, and today looking at a brand new game on the Nintendo Switch. This one kind of popped up on the eShop out of nowhere, so if you're quite surprised when you were browsing the eShop and you saw this one appear and wondered why it wasn't on the previous system, it wasn't on like the coming soon part, just kind of it popped up. I knew it was, I've been in touch with the publishers for some time, so knew it was on its way, but quite oddly, just one of those games that just appears out now, so... it is on the app now, so if you haven't seen that. So this is Rebel Galaxy Outlaw. Comes from Double Damage Games and will set you back, I think it's $30 and £24.99. Came out yesterday on the Nintendo Switch. That'd be the 22nd, I believe. And this is like an elite type game, I suppose, like a space trading, space combat sort of game with a storyline running through it. And lots of open worldy kind of stuff. We're going to play for a little bit now, and I'm going to review it in a little while when I've played some more of it. I've only played about between 1 and 2 hours of it so far, but must say, really liking it a lot. If you're a fan of space games, I'd say something like Elite maybe, or Frontier back in the day. What else was there out in the day? Is it Wing Commander, or was that a different sort of one? But those sort of spacey exploration games. This one, you start as Juno, whose husband is murdered, and she's on a mission to track down the dudes that did it. I kind of stopped it here from my playthrough earlier, just to sort of show you some of the concepts of the game. So here we're landed at a space station in the first starting ship that you get, which is kind of a bit of a shoebox with a torch on the end that masquerades as a laser. Doesn't do much damage. So you land at these ports, and there's similar things to do in each one, although they look slightly different. So you normally get a bar. So this bar here is kind of highlighted with the arrows around it, just to sort of signify that you need to go there to activate the story. You've got an equipment bay where you can buy new stuff for your ship. Ship dealer can buy new ships. Commodities, it's like buying and selling and trading. Mission board for new missions, mercenaries guild, and a merchants guild that you can join that give you extra missions and stuff, and then you can go back to the landing pad to take off. So let's have a quick look at some of these things before we carry on with this story. We go to the mission board. As I say, all of these spaceports kind of look the same, certainly at the moment. So you can look at the available missions or a mission log of ongoing missions that you've got. You can press Y for sector map. Quite interesting. Notice it's set in space. A lot of these sectors are named after like Southern American towns. So you got like Kansas, Texas, New Mexico, Colorado, Carolina, Missouri. So they're kind of quite a nice naming convention now. At the moment we're stuck in Texas, and you see it on the right hand side there, the Montana system. We've got Belgrade, Billings, Capable, Danforth, Ravalli, Canterville, Supermax, Chinook Refinery, Tefton Police, and Caballeros. That we can visit their systems inside of where we are at the moment. Once we buy a jump drive for our ship, we can go on to different systems. The available missions, there's normally quite a lot. I really like how this mission system works. They're colour coded, so if you see like the colours of the missions, certainly on the credits at the bottom, it'll give you a rough idea of how difficult that mission's going to be. So this first one here, Shakedown, is at high risk, and we'll discuss that in a moment, but that's high risk. Minor threat there, and then the green ones are kind of low risk, which are the ones I'm kind of doing at the moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this mission. As I say, I stopped this earlier and I thought it'd be a good point to jump in and make a video on. I'm going to take this local delivery. So 4 units of Hitchcock Coronas must be moved to Austin right here in this system. Velos Resorts believes the route to be safe, or route as our American friends say. Gives you the details there. The region, we're in Austin. Jump distance is going to be in the same system, so say we can't jump yet. And we need 4 hold space. We're going to accept that. I'm just going to go back to the docking bay here. Press the plus button. You're going to get up this menu. Gives you your system settings there, your ship information, your mission log. So these are the missions that we've got. The one we've just taken on, the local delivery in Austin. And then the story missions in yellow here. So we're on ass kicking. The next step of that one. Your cargo hold here will also show you what you've got on board. So there's the 4 Hitchcock Coronas. Don't know if that's the good or bad Corona. Hard to tell at the moment. We've got to deliver that. Some notes here. You can get rumours off of bars and people that you meet. They go into your notes here. And there is another menu when you're flying, so I'll show you that in a sec. Commodities, as I said, you can just do a sort of buying and selling, trading, if you want to. Stay away from any nefarious activities, or you can do smuggling. But stay away from any combat if you want to just buy and sell across the galaxy. Usual sort of stuff. So you see here, your goods on the left, you've got iron ore, diamonds, obtanium ore, and then these red ones, I believe, are contraband. I think, or that doesn't tell you necessarily on there. I think they're contraband. And then really helpful at the bottom, you've got like a price chart, a price guide. So it shows you what the highs and lows of that item are, which is really helpful when you're buying and selling. And then it's just right on the D-pad to add them to your hold, and left to sell them when you get to another system. So you can pick up stuff and buy and sell across the galaxy. Ship dealer, there's all different ships to buy. They're quite expensive at the moment. I'm still like a couple of hours into the game, so I've got nowhere near enough money to buy any of these ships yet. But there's a lot of different looking ones. And although I haven't come across it yet, which I guess maybe it's either somewhere you got to find or unlock, there is apparently a ship editor in it as well, like a livery editor that's really detailed. You can pretty much edit away to your heart's content. But as you can see, the amount of credits that they're going to cost. I mean, the next one up there's the Sonora, 100,000 credits. At the bottom right hand corner, you see we've got 7,000, so we're a long way away from that. We're in this platypus ship, which I say is just basically a hunk of junk. So that's why I'm just doing trading missions at the moment. I don't want to get involved in any dogfights because it normally ends badly. So back again in the bay, we've got the equipment bay. So this is where you can buy stuff for your ship. You can buy new weapons. See here, you've got weapons, defense, components, flare, surplus. Flare items are like trinkets for your cockpit when you're flying, bobbleheads and that kind of stuff. Surplus is quite interesting. These are things that kind of get left behind from other travellers, and they're a little bit cheaper, but may not be in tip-top condition. Components are like extra things you can add on, so you can add on an afterburner, better radar, bigger cargo hold, a tractor beam, which we'll have a look at in a moment because we actually need one of those. Jump drive that I said earlier, once you get one of those you can jump to other systems and carry the story on. So this kind of first sector is getting you ready for your sort of reaching out into further space. Then you've got some subsystems you can buy. Defense, extra shields and ECM. Not sure what that is, something to do with electric transmissions I think. You can upgrade your hull. You see you've got different types of hull, different types of shields. So there's plenty to customise your ships with. Even when you get different ships, you can still upgrade them. So you can see here my hardpoint A, which is my first weapons bay. Got a combat laser in there at the moment. Oh, actually, sorry, I've got a tracer at the moment. I did have a combat laser, but I swapped it out for this tracer that I picked up. You can buy a utility laser, combat laser, mini torp launcher, mass driver, tracer, Gauss gun, mining laser, which will come in handy when you're going out to do your own sort of missions. You can just be a miner. You can just sort of find a nice big juicy asteroid and mine the heck out of it and sell the minerals off. Plasma launcher, ion blaster, trion accelerator, auto cannon, photon cannon, tachyon gun. So you see there's lots of different stuff you can customize your ship with. Loads of great options. So we're going to go to the bar. Now this is really interesting as well, and one of the really nice things that I'm liking about this game so far. I'll show you that. Actually, we'll show you that now before we go and speak to our contact Richter. So you can speak to the bartender. He will give you tips and bits of news, bits of gossip, little missions, which is really cool. You can see the animation here is really nice as well. The characters are quite nicely drawn. Everything looks really cool. Really nice when you get out into space as well. So we'll do some space travel very shortly, but I just wanted to show you this bartender here. I mean, basically these are just all glorified menus with just a nicer look. There's you can't sort of freely move around. It's all sort of static screens, but yeah, it still looks quite nice. So then you come to the bar games. You've got dice, slots, and 8-ball. Now I've played a bit of 8-ball. I will speak to Richter first, and then we'll play some 8-ball, because then I can edit it down a bit. You don't want to sit and watch me play a whole game of 8-ball, but it's, I don't know, it might have positioned itself as the best 3D pool game on the Switch. Just you know, a little throwaway mini game inside of this. It's really, really well done. So very interesting. Slots is like a slot machine. You can gamble and win some money. And dice is like a kind of like a Yahtzee, that kind of yacht dice sort of game. Again, you can gamble your credits, play against people. So, but anyway, you come in here. Anything that's got those triangles around it, like Richter, he's there in the bottom left-hand corner. Going to progress the story, and you get these little cutscenes. So let's just watch how this one goes out.
Hang on, we gotta agree on a definition of bad here. We got the codes, didn't we? I mean, in my book, that's a long way from bad.
Until I'm clear of this mess, I think I'm gonna reserve judgment.
That's what I like to
So there you go. I just wanted to give you a little flavour of how that works. I'm going to skip through this. Again, don't like spoiling things in my videos. But basically, we need to get a tractor beam for the next stage of this story, of this mission. And as I said, before we go any further, I'll play a little bit of 8-Ball, and then I'll just play like a minute or so of this, just to show you how it works. And then I'll duck out and carry on with the story. So here you can play against people. They will offer a stake, so 600 credits. And we'll say, let's go for it. I mean, the Switch is just crying out for a 3D pool game. And thankfully, we are getting at least one now with Pure Pool. Finally, that's coming from Ripstone. That was on the last indie update. So really, really looking forward to that. But until then, say this may be the best we've got. Let's go for a stripe. So it's back on the right stick, forward to hit the ball. And we've picked up stripes. You can have a look around the table. You've got to hold down ZL, and you can do like a slower movement when you line up the shots. Something, if you watch my Pool Pro Gold review that I looked at the other week, you know, that was one of my annoyances, is that it didn't have a fine-tuning aiming system. But missed that pot, so the AI is going. I played a few games of this. Won a couple, lost a couple. AI is pretty decent. They seem to like start off slow, and then all of a sudden they'll have a little spurt and sort of pot a load of balls. So need to watch out for that. Oh, fairly decent position here though. As I say, I won't play much of this. Just humour me for a minute, and then we'll get on with the main event. Nice little in-off there. I'll take one more shot. You get the general idea, it's Paul. But yeah, really nicely done. I'm going to put the black down, so that's going to be a foul. So there you go. What I'll do is I'll skip ahead in the video, and then we'll get to some flight. There you go. I thought you'd like to see a winning pull shot. There you go. So we won the match that we skipped through, and we get our 600 credits, which will come in really handy at this early stage. So there we go. So let's take to the, I won't say take to the skies, take to space, I suppose, and show you how the flight bit works. That's the most important bit while we're here. So we're gonna do the next part of the mission for Richter. We also took on that little side mission as well. So let's see. Let's go back to the landing pad. Just have a look at the system as well. Mission local delivery is to Austin. So let's have a look where we need to go there. It's meant to be in our system. Yeah, it is here. So we've got Austin, Lubbock, Caballeros, Gauchingas Mining, and Amarillo Mining Base, all here in Texas as well. So we need to get off this planet and head towards Austin. We might do that first. So we're going to take off. We can launch, or you can just press B to take off. And there we go. Out we go into the great wide yonder. This is actually a prequel to a game called Rebel Galaxy. It came out a few years back. What quite surprised me about this is wherever I see reviews of this game over the years, it's always been reviewed really well, but I just had a little bit of research, and it's actually sitting on a 6 out of 10 at Steam, so that's quite interesting. These games they tend to rate okay on Steam, so. But as I say, every other review that I've watched previously, everyone's pretty much been positive about it, and that's, say, my experience so far on the Switch. So anyway, here we are out in space. You've got two views down on the D-pad. You can have this first person view, and every ship's got its own cockpit, which is really nice. And so you can customise it once you start getting some excess cash and get some trinkets. Down on the D-pad will give you this third person view, which I find slightly easier to play with, and looks really nice as well. A nice chunky view of your ship there as we fly around. And what I like as well, if you keep an eye on the ship, sort of as you move, different thrusters activate. So you can see there as I slide to the left, there's a thruster on the left hand side there operating. Same the other way, and up and down there's different thrusters. And then when I slow right down by tapping B, all the engines go out. So really nice attention to detail. So got a little radar on the bottom left. Very far bottom left is your sort of ship status, so you can see the shields there around the outside of the ship. Next little icon along is the radar, so you can see there highlighting that yellow triangle diamond in the middle. Bottom right hand side is like a well, it's a multi-use system really. It shows you what weapons you've got equipped, shows you what mission you're on, and then shows you a log. But also it can be used for contact. If you target somebody, you can actually radio them. So if you're being attacked, or something's popped up here, there's a couple of ships here that have come into view. So you can actually contact them. You can press the minus button, and you can speak to them, which is really cool. So you can either like threaten them or call them off, beg for your life really. So that's really cool. Holding down the left stick activates this limited use thrust. You see the bar on the left hand side there slowly dropping down as we use that up. Also got a contextual button on the top right pop up. You might see it say hold down A. That gives us like a an autopilot basically to get to the next item that you're pointing at. So what we're going to do is get our we need to get away from here, don't we? We need to get away from this asteroid that we just took off from. Well, for some reason now I think it's because we haven't picked a mission, so it's trying to send us back to there. As you can see there in the bottom left hand corner, we're being contacted by someone, and I think we're just gone back into the orbit of the station, so it's just docking us again. That's going to cost us 50 credits. It costs 50 credits to dock at these stations. Unlike Elite or something like that, you don't actually do any of the docking. So I need to take off from here again. I think there is, if I remember rightly at the start, there was an option right at the start about the control scheme, and I think you can have more control over your flight and docking and stuff, if I remember rightly. But anyway, so we've got the X button. This brings up this nice radial menu to pick different things from. And just while we're on here, the graphic at the top just reminded me, this game has got 24 hours of licensed music, and a lot of it is like vocalized, got vocals in it. So it feels really good. It's a bit like Grand Theft Auto. As you're driving around, you've got like radio stations that can play different genres of music. So you've got classical there, different sorts. You have like rock music and dance music. So really cool. On the PC, you can link it up to your own tunes, but on here, it's just got the music that comes with the game. And as I say, 24 hours worth of music. So you're not going to get bored there. Just another quick one on this screen. You see it right at the bottom there. We've got a bar. That's kind of your how law-abiding you are. So the more actions you take, you can be lawful, you can be a pirate, you can be neutral, depending on how you act. So it's a very open game. Love that. So first thing you'd normally do is scan an area. So left here on the radial menu, it show you what's around. That can highlight your closest mission. That little icon down there. Bring up the sector map. You can transfer your power to your shields or your guns, depending what you need to do. The local map of the area. There's also a photo mode. Go into that. Pretty nice if you're into that sort of thing. I'm useless at photo mode, so I won't be indulging in that. And then at the top here, you've got targeting mode, and this is really cool. This, especially when you're in a battle, this pauses the game and will show you ships that are around you. You can target them from this map, and then when you go back to the flying mode, you see here there's some stuff over here. When you go back into the flying, it will just sort of automatically targeted. I don't know what they're indicating that they're targeting. Oh, here we go. What's that now? Zoom in on it a little bit. Oh, I can't read it. My eyesight's awful. What's that? Vat brown tissues. Anyway, I think they're like bits of cargo you can pick up if you fly over there, especially if you've got the tractor beam. you can get them. So what I want to do is activate our closest mission. It's saying that closest mission is the ass kicking mission. I don't want to do that one actually. I want to do the local delivery. I don't want to spoil the story. So we're going to try and find Austin if we can. Local map. So we need to find Austin. That's the mission flashing there that we've got selected. The ass kicking mission. So that's the one, local delivery there. So we're going to highlight that one with A, go back to the flying, and then we should see that on the radar. So we just got to get the radar icon into the middle of our radar on the bottom left. There you go. You just line it up and you hold down A. I mean, you can fly to it, but it'll take ages. Just hold down A and you get this little cutscene as you jump towards the mission point. You get these distress beacons as well that you can go off and investigate. They're like side missions. But for the time being, we're just going to keep jumping till we reach our delivery point. I think it said there was 5 jumps, didn't it, on the mission log when we took it. What we don't necessarily want to do is get into any combat at the moment. So there is combat in the game, and you've got these weapons feel really nice and visceral when you're firing. Actually, we will do some dogfighting, I think. What we'll do first is we'll bring up this targeting mode. I don't think we'll probably get to our mission, but it's a simple delivery mission anyway. You just dock at the next station and accept the credits. So you see here, as we get into a more populated area, as we use this map, you see, look at all the things that you can interact with. These are all NPC ships, bits of cargo, other stations. You can target them with like left and right on the D-pad, and then just go and dock with them. Freighters, these green things. There's a little green barrel there. They're kind of like bits of cargo you can pick up, but really cool. Really cool. One thing I was going to say, I might be able to do this here actually, is that if you hold down, if you target something, so if you move over here, we're targeting, as you can see, on the central sort of crosshairs, got a little arrow going. Now when you're fighting someone, you can lock onto them, and then all you got to do is hold down ZL, and your ship will automatically be flown towards that target. As long as you're holding down ZL, you will lock onto it and fly towards it, and then that leaves you free to sort of fire your guns, fire your missiles. Such a good system, because if you've played these games before and you're not great at them, a little bit like I am, like Everspace, those sort of games, it can be quite hard in the dogfighting to just to keep track of your target and sort of aim firing and managing your systems. Really, really good thing here. Just hold down ZL and you will just be dragged towards your target constantly, which is really, really good. Love that. So that's the ass kicking mission. Let's just find our next waypoint. I don't know if it is that station actually. Let's head towards that station, because I think it might be.
Everything going okay?
Whoa! Did not see that ship. Yeah, we might need to dock here actually and get our mission offload, our cargo offloaded. So all you need to do is just fly close enough to it. Slow down a bit. Now you slow down by tapping tapping B to slow down, and tap A to increase your engine speed. Holding down A and holding down B do different things. So you go, Austin Station, giving us permission to land, and we're just going to land here, complete this mission, and I think I'll wrap the video up. So thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this overview. As I say, I'm going to carry on playing it. Probably get a review out in a few days when I've put in a lot more hours, because I think there's a lot more of this game to come. But just initial first impressions, first hour or two, just absolutely excellent. I love these sort of games. Really big fan of space flying combat games and trading, doing these missions, sort of these open world kind of stuff. Really, really cool. It's really good port on the Switch as well. Didn't want to take off there. I wanted to go on the concourse. That's my fault. But yeah, really nice port. Runs. I'm not sure if it runs at 60. Kind of feels like it does. There's no slowdown that I've experienced. No problems so far. So really good game, this one. Keep an eye out for it. As I say, it's gone straight into the now released on the eShop, so you won't find it in the coming soon section. It's straight up there as a new release, and hope you enjoyed it. So give me a thumbs up if you did. Please subscribe if you're new, and leave me a comment below what you think of these flight games. There's quite a few on the Switch now, and this is certainly right up there with the best of them. So really enjoying it. Rebel Galaxy Outlaw. Rebel Galaxy Outlaw. Yeah. Yeah, and there it is. So hope you enjoyed it. Thanks again, and I will see you all again soon. Cheers, guys. Bye bye.